Recording is
And then I'll go ahead and start broadcasting to YouTube if you just give me a moment.
sure.
Let's see. Where is it? I don't know why it's not giving me the option today. Wait for it out. Well, we'll have it on the cloud. Okay, it is 7:35 p.m. Thank you all for joining us tonight. This is ANC 5D Zoning Committee meeting. We do have two matters to discuss today. I will pass off the imaginary microphone to our committee chair, Skip Keats, and he'll go over the agenda and we'll allow our first presenters to commence.
Hi, calling the meeting to order. Old business are two BZA cases. Case 21351, which is in 5D05. Presenter will be Mr. Heisey. The owner is Mr. Williams. There'll be committee after the presentation. The committee members can make comments and remarks, and ANC members can. And then through the chat, we will accept Q&A from the public on this particular case, should there be questions. And then the second case is BZA case 21361, which is in 5D03. The presenter is Sayede Shima, Safina, and her colleagues. The owner is Masood Oleyinka, and we'll follow the same pattern. Committee members may ask questions, or the committee members may actually ask questions during the presentation in both cases. ANC commissioners and committee members may ask questions. Also, the ANC member whose district is in may ask questions during the presentation. I would request that other ANC members hold off until we get to the to the question area, and then the public may do Q&A. And after then there'll be more general questions from the public if there are any. And then we'll proceed to new business, where we'll be confirming the remaining BZA cases for the years and any cases that are still pending for action of the ANC or forms or anything like that. And then we'll have a Q&A or comments should anybody ask general questions after the conclusions, and then an adjournment. Thank you for your attention. And would Mr. Heisey and Mr. Williams begin your presentation? Please.
Good evening, commissioners and committee members. I'm Joel Heisey. I'm the representative for the owner, Mr. Williams, and the architect is Terry Coates for this project. Now, Mr. Williams just texted me saying he's having problem with his video. So you can see his screen there, but he was going to log in so you could get a picture. But what I wanted him to do was just give a few opening remarks about the building and his ownership. Then I'll go through the presentation and our requests and all the details. And then afterwards, obviously you can have some questions. So JW, do you want to say a few things with being a blank screen, or would you like to come back later?
Oh, sure. No, I think this is as good as time any. Thanks, Joel, for that. Good evening, commissioners and committee members. I really appreciate the opportunity to present this project to you all tonight. And I have actually owned this property since 2001. It's a 4-unit building, and it's going to remain a 4-unit. And our goal here is to increase the size of the units to make it more conducive to families. And so we're excited about that and what it can bring to the overall community. And again, thank you all for the opportunity to speak to you tonight. And I'll hand it over to Joel.
Okay. Now, if we'd like, I can try to share the presentation, which has photos and plans. They can walk through what we're actually trying to do. Let me see here. share. There we go. Dropbox.
You just froze.
Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have to sign into Dropbox. Like I said, just may take me a minute. I'm sorry.
What do you need to do for Dropbox? Is that where it's located?
Yeah. Let me see. It's gonna send me a verification code and all that other stuff. If
Okay,
you could just put it up, I'll walk through it that way.
sure, just a moment.
Yeah. I tried raising it from files that I have here.
Do you have what is your item right now actually? Is it a PowerPoint or is it
It's a
PDF?
PDF. It's a PDF.
Okay, very good. Then I can show this. 1 second.
I think my email shows up as Joel D. It's JD. It's DC Home. And the subject line also. Oh,
Can you
there we
see
go.
it?
Got it. That's exactly it. Thank you. Okay. So this is the property on the left that you're seeing there. The property to the right is pretty much what we're proposing to do. Same height with the same penthouse kind of thing. If you go to the next slide, the next page, just a slightly more skewed angle gives you
I'm
the
trying
step
to
backs.
see if I can make this any bigger. 1 moment.
You should be able to just take
No, I
two
don't think
fingers
I
and
can.
expand it. Oh, you're not. That's right. I'm so used to a touch screen. See, I can just on mine. I can
I'm
do
on
it
a
here.
Mac, so actually let me
Yeah.
go back and try to save it. 1 second. So I'm actually, let me try to save it and then open it. 1 moment.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll talk a little bit so we don't stretch this out too long. Like I said, it's an existing two-story. We're planning on adding the third story and a penthouse. The only exception we need is for the penthouse height. The height of the third story meets the requirements for heights limitation. It's just that the penthouse will exceed that height, but the penthouse is also designed, they're limited to 9 feet, and this also meets that requirement as well. The penthouse is going to be used for accessing the roof for the mechanical air conditioning units mostly, and to provide roof access.
Can you see it?
For the tenants? I got
Now,
it. There you go. So there's that, and it gives you a sense of what the existing proposed looks like, and the penthouse is pretty much like what is being proposed. So if you'd like to just go down.
I have reviewed what was posted on DCOZ,
Yes.
the zoning. I have a couple questions for you. See the chimney on the side of the building?
Yes.
In your proposal, it looks like it's going to stay, but to be cut off. May I ask why because obviously it's not going to be used anymore. Why are you retaining the chimney rather than just removing
Well,
it, giving yourself a little bit more space in the side yard?
I'll give you a quick answer and then let Terry, as the architect, tell you. Usually these chimneys are not just built against the wall, they're actually integral to the wall.
I
So if
suspected
you
that.
take one down, there's a channel going up through the wall. And I'll let Terry answer. I believe it's probably going to be a non-operational, and so it's not really needed. But rather than destroy the brick and the pattern and try to infill, which you can never match. So
I
Terry,
suspected it might be.
am I pretty close on that?
Yes, that's correct. We don't want to interrupt the structural integrity of the building by removing it. So we are simply capping it as it exists right now.
Okay. That's what I suspected, but I thought I would ask.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it would give ever so a small amount granted, but a little bit more a side yard.
I think that's about 12 inches at most.
Okay.
And yeah.
Which
and just
slide should we be on now? Is this the correct one?
just go on down through. I'll just briefly. This is looking. I'm standing across the street from our property, looking down West Virginia Avenue, and here you'll notice at 1707 West Virginia, there's another building that has also done an additional 3-story. And next slide. This is looking at from Rom Street toward our building. Just to give you a good side elevation. And this is just standing kind of on the 11th corner of 11th and Rom, looking down the alley, or it's the 11th Place side, which is the back side of these properties. And one notice I'll say is, if you see that little bump out on the back of the building we're talking about, that will be removed.
Oh, okay.
So that also that will be removed. Okay. Next slide. Just a more general to show this is now the building next door has a bump out on the back. I don't think ours is going to have that, but otherwise the massing of the building is pretty much the same.
Your building is the red brick one, correct?
Yes, yes.
Is the one with the siding, is that part of your building or is that the building next door?
That's part of the building.
That is part of it. So it's all one. Okay.
Yes, it's all one building.
So with the stairs coming down as part of your building. Okay.
Yes, yes. Again, just a close up. That structure will be taken down and built out in a new construction. And again, this is a sketch of the existing building from the front. You can continue. And this is kind of an oblique perspective to show what it looks like now in drawing form, which isn't totally accurate, by the way, I just noticed. The building next door doesn't have a sloped roof. It has a flat
It's vertical.
front. Yeah, it has a vertical front. I just noticed that after looking at this for months. And then this
Yours does have a mansardish type roof.
It does. And the reason we can do that is because currently it's a flat roof. The building to the joint has a mansard roof that goes up a little bit, and zoning does not allow you to disturb existing features. That's considered an existing feature. We don't have that, so we're able to build off of the front of the building and provide what I think is a much better facade. And again, and here's
What
kind of
is
the
this thing in
oblique.
the center here between the two windows on the second floor? Is that
Very-
actually a window or is that just
That-
brickwork?
Yes,
there's an
that was
existing window.
previously a window, yes.
Hmm?
Okay, yeah, okay, it's an infilled window.
Mhm.
It's an infilled window. Okay.
Yes. Okay, and this, okay, if
Oh,
you could
there we go.
center it
Okay.
a little more. This, bring it down a little bit and go off to, bring that you can see the top of the building. That's the important part that I want to say. Okay, and I think if you shift it a little more to the left, there you go.
I
Here
think you
are
can
the
zoom
actual
out a bit,
dimensions.
Skip, if you can.
This is
Huh?
fine. Exactly. This is exactly where I want it, actually.
Mhm.
Here you can see where the roof line is 33 feet, 7 inches. And then you can see where the roof of the penthouse is. Now, the penthouse is also located in the center of the building, side to side, and front to back. The back of the penthouse is actually 9 feet, 8 inches from the rear of the building. So shadows will really pretty much be cast onto the building itself. And considering the north is actually kind of a diagonal on the corner of the building. So the only sunlight that will really hit that back and cause the shadow is coming from the east. So it's going to cast it more onto the building itself and then kind of sweep around.
So there's
that's why
no risk. There's no risk that shadow will be cast across 11th Place to those two buildings immediately behind.
not with the penthouse being only 9 feet high and it being set back 9 feet. I mean, that's a pretty good setback. And because it's not, if it were facing directly south, might have an issue, but it's not. It's kind of skewed that it's kind of on an angle that it's facing northeast. So that is kind of the southeast corner. So it's not going to get cast long shadows across 11th Place.
Okay. Let me show, so people understand what we're talking about. Let me show the Google map right now. 1 second.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I had to look it up myself because I always rotate these. They're 90 degrees so I can draw on them conveniently. But then I get disoriented on which way is actually north.
here's the house in question, this one where the dot is. Actually,
Okay,
people can't see
you're
that.
not
One
sharing.
second.
Yeah, you're not sharing it.
Yep, I'm not sharing. One moment.
Yeah. North, when this comes up, the north is the front corner of the building. If you think like where that red dot is, that corner, well, we're right there. That is facing due north, right there. So you see that the sun would come up from the east in the back, circle around. So most of the shadow is going to be cast over onto Rom Street. And then when you get to the west, you'll get some shadows, but again, it would be mostly cast onto the roof of our own building.
Okay. Let's go back to the presentation. Can everybody see it again?
Yes.
And so if you don't have any more questions on this, I think we can continue on, maybe kind of shrink the page a little so we can see a whole pages as we come
Yeah,
down through
one
these.
second. Let me adjust things a little bit. Oops, wrong thing.
Here you can see, you would ask about that. Here you see the infill window a little better on the drawn elevation.
Can everybody see slightly shrunken stuff now?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not quite the full page, but that's, if you'd like to continue on down through.
Sure.
And again, this is just the same drawing. It shows the same information about the height, but it's a rear elevation. And see here, you can see how that it is centered in the center of the building there. And next page is fine. And if you slide it over, just look here, you can also see how the penthouse is set back from the front of the building. It's set back about 13.5 feet from the front of the building. And if you slide this over a little bit, you can see how the back of it is also set back from the rear of the building property line.
When
That's
you
all.
say penthouse, you are talking about this area, correct?
No, that's the third story.
So you're talking about this part up here where
That's
the deck
that
is.
is the penthouse. That's the penthouse.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So that's the portion. The portion from the railing up basically is what is above 35 feet from the basically
Oh, I see the
a
notation
little,
now.
yeah,
Penthouse height.
a little bit lower than the railing, but it's the height from above that railing up is the exemption that we're asking for. And next page, please.
So this area here, from here to here roughly.
Yes, yes. And that's
Okay.
and the penthouse stays within the 9 feet, which is allowed by the zoning code. Okay, next page.
Is the building actually built into a hillside? That's what it looks like.
No, it's flat. It's a very flat site.
Okay, this looks like it's sloped right here. That's what I was
Well,
asking.
a marble would roll down, yes. Would a boulder? Probably not.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
just kind of the side views. And then the next page here with the photographs. There are 4 other properties within a block of this one that have also had the 3rd story. And they also, again, all have a penthouse with on them. The one down the lower left, I don't think, may not have a penthouse. The other 3, I'm certain do.
Can everybody see them?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Community outreach. Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention. Everybody always asks about trash. This has been a 4-unit building. There's been private trash collections for years. I don't believe there's ever been any problems. And that same trash hauler and collection will still be carried on with this building as well. This is neighborhood outreach. I went out last weekend and knocked on doors. Most people were not home. So I actually left a letter and the notes. I've not heard anything back. You can just scroll through these. These are just kind of recordings of the notes that I left.
What do the little X's mean by number 2 and number 4?
Those are absentee absentee owners. So tenants can't, provide anything anyway. So I didn't even worry. And again, same kind of thing here. Just left the notes for the people that weren't home.
Whereas the check marks are the people who actually live in their homes.
Yes, there's the ones that the notes are
Okay.
addressed to. Those ones the notes are addressed to. And the same here. This is a 4-unit building and nobody was home. And they had no mailboxes either, which is, well, they did, but they were all locked. This
Curious.
is
Okay.
the letter of support that I'd circulated. This is from the neighbors on 11th Place. The 2 houses directly behind us, they have both signed letters of support for the project. So this is, I believe this one's 1640. This one's 59 and the next one is 1457. They both support, I showed them the plans and things and explained, and they both support the project. And like,
Is that the one immediately behind and across the way in 11th Place?
yes, yes.
Okay.
It's the end unit and the first one in. They're directly behind.
So it's the 2 buildings I was concerned that might have shadows.
Right, exactly. And
Okay,
but like I
good.
said, both of these have signed and support letters. And then the
Okay.
others down through.
16th, 11th Place. Okay.
Yeah. The ANC had considered a very similar project, in fact, an identical project with the allowing the higher penthouse back in 21 or 19. I forget when it's out. The commission supported it. And then there's a drawing of what that support was, which shows, just to show you that it is almost identical to what we are proposing here. It's almost
Second.
identical. Yeah, that's what the
Cross
committee.
sectional.
Yeah, that's what the this is the old one on Monticello Avenue that the ANC had supported previously. So that's all I have. If you have any
So
questions,
you said
I'd be
this is not actually the current building. This is the prior building that we're looking at.
This is nothing. This is not our building at all.
This is the project that the old commission approved back in 2019.
Okay. Okay.
Just as an
Then we're done
example
with this
that-
presentation.
Exactly. So if you have any other questions, I'd be more than glad to answer them or have one of the others if it's more appropriate for them.
I think this project is pretty self-explanatory, but just to reiterate and just confirm at tonight's meeting, the penthouse, what exactly is inside of it again?
Stairway to access the building.
Okay. Is there a way, just because that's really just the crux of this, right? Is there a way to get some sketch or visual rendering of what that looks like for the public meeting?
You mean like a floor plan of what's inside of it?
Yeah, just to confirm what that looks like.
Sure. In fact, here, let me try something.
One
I haven't-
second. One
I ha-
second.
Oh,
These are the architectural drawings.
okay. Yeah,
believe.
if you
I
go
think I have
to
the right-
sheet, yeah, sheet A.
You are
213.
6-1, correct?
I'm sorry.
Huh?
This one is not our
Sure.
project.
Okay, I have the
This
wrong
one is
one.
actually our project. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
Hi.
Are you 5-1 or 6-1?
That is for 1253 Morse Street, the one you just showed. That's
Yes,
our
it is. Sorry. I got the wrong one. Just give me a moment.
I'm just gonna mute myself again.
Here we
Guys,
go.
if you have the rendering, feel free to pull it up.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to do, I was just going to take my camera and show what is on my screen. It's a floor
Oh,
plan
go ahead.
of the
Yeah.
upper.
Is it this one?
No, I don't think.
This is yours, right?
Yes, but I don't think in my presentation, I don't think they included floor plans. Here,
I have one I can share if you would like.
Sure. Yes,
This is
it's
Terry
the
Coates, the
sheet.
architect.
Hi, sure.
Let me
Yeah,
just make
Terry.
sure I can.
It's sheet A 213.
Sorry.
Sorry
has-
about that. I showed the wrong one. I apologize. I have
You're
them both
fine.
on the
Hey,
computer.
as long as it doesn't interfere with or prejudice. Let's say it doesn't prejudice ours. That's fine. And I hope I don't
Yeah,
prejudice hers.
Let's see if I can
Okay, here we
zoom
go.
in here. Let me get to the right plan really fast.
That's
Yeah, this This
Is
is
that
what
the-
you want.
that's the roof
That's the
plan.
penthouse.
So this
Yes.
shows the stair coming up from the floor below, and then we have a very small storage room up there just to keep, chairs in the off season, stuff like that. So there is no occupiable space in this
Okay.
penthouse. It is simply just for circulation and a little bit of storage.
I do have a question. What is a 1 hour rated parapet wall compared to a 2 hour rated something wall? Is that reference to fires?
Yes.
Are you talking about the notes about the assembly? Yes, that
It's
is
the
for
notes-
fire protection.
Okay, that's what I suspected, but I wasn't certain.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you.
I'm happy to keep this up here. I can take it down if you're done looking at it.
Yeah. Um, I would take any more questions if there are. Otherwise, yeah, I don't think we need any more. I think I answered the question that the entire penthouse is really stairway, and you're allowed 30 square feet for auxiliary storage, and those two storage areas are each under 30 square feet.
Okay, perfect. I know we had the architectural view of that, but if we can get something a little more clear just for the final vote, just because I know the other commissioners will just want to see that more clearly. I think at least from my standpoint as the ANC for this district, the request is fairly simple. You did my preferred due diligence as the community outreach. I just want to make sure that we're having you all outreach to the neighbors of this project. You have a couple letters of support, which is great. And it just, again, since the crux is just this increase in height and it's based on that penthouse that's not going to be occupiable, I would just request for that that public presentation for a vote on October 14th, that we just have a strong visual, nothing fancy, but just a strong visual, so we clearly understand what's being proposed up there. And I think we should
Okay.
be good.
Okay, I'll include a floor plan into in the BZA file. There is a more complete set of plans that does include all the floor plans. So that is actually in the BZA file. If
Perfect.
somebody
I
wanted
do
to
have
go
a
through
couple
it.
questions per those floor plans because I looked at them.
Okay.
There are 3 bedroom units, correct? Or is it 2 bedrooms and a den? I was trying to
Jerry,
measure square
why don't you
footage.
take care? Why don't you take care of those? Which which is totally beyond what we were asking here. Just to be clear.
I'm curious. That's all.
That's I know.
When I was
Curiosity.
I was reading the plans and I was trying to figure out exactly how many bedrooms.
Yes. So there are 3 bedrooms in each unit.
They are 3 bedrooms. Okay.
Correct. Yes.
In each unit.
Yep. That's correct.
Okay. That's how I read it, but I wanted to clarify.
Okay, perfect. Well, I think that's all we needed from you all today. The presentation for October 14th, it's roughly about 10 minutes or so. So it's not necessarily needed to be as complex as it was tonight. This is the opportunity where we have plenty of time to get into the weeds of things. But as long as your presentation is concise, I'm sure we can go ahead and proceed with that vote for this matter on the 14th. So
Do they need to go to the COW meeting first?
we'll follow up.
That's
We'll
at the end of
follow
the
up.
month.
No,
We'll
Okay.
follow up.
when you say October 14th, that's the full ANC commission meeting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I mean, I was trying to find your website is under construction, so there's no
Yeah.
information about when or how to log in. Will we get a
No,
notice,
we'll
or should
follow
I
up
ask
with you.
someone?
We'll follow up with you with the exact login information. Just expect the presentation, just because of how our agendas kind of usually work out, to be after 8 o'clock.
Okay.
So just make
And
yourself
I can keep this to 5 minutes. That's really now what I would is I sit on several of these committees, and we usually would take a motion as, would you support to the full ANC recommending supporting this application?
From the looks of it, I think I would support it and make that motion and put it on the floor. Again, just so my colleagues are fully aware what this project is, I know that visual component is pretty crucial. So that's why
That's fine.
I'm requesting.
That's fine. I'm just trying to like I said, I sit on two of these committees, and our thing is we would usually make a motion, and then there's no presentation at the full commission. Others do it differently, which obviously you do. So
Yeah,
that's all I was
yeah,
just trying to. So you will want a presentation from us, but
yes,
concise,
yes.
5 minutes.
Concise presentation, having some good visuals, and then I'll put the motion on the floor in terms of how we're moving forward after our discussion. Yep.
Got it. Thank you,
Commissioner
Commissioner.
Salvador, do you mind if I ask a quick question? This is
Go
Terry,
ahead.
architect. When you talk about the visuals, is there something in particular that you haven't seen yet tonight that you would like to see, or are you just asking for those floor plans for the penthouse to be included in that presentation?
So y'all provided some good sketches of the front facade of the current building. I think those were great visuals. I just know if you have something like that available for that top floor plan that we can easily just be like, okay, this is what they're gonna put
Yes.
there, even if it's like a visual of what an occupied space looks like. That's pretty much all we're asking for.
Okay, great.
Mhm.
And the one other thing that I thought I might note is based on our understanding of the code up until the recent adoption of the ZC case number 14-13F. Previously, prior to that passing not too long ago, because the penthouse wasn't occupied, we wouldn't actually have to go through this particular approvals process, but it seems like that adoption really was the crux of us coming to meet with you guys today. So thank you for your time and for taking the time to meet. And we appreciate you guys, your really good questions.
Yeah, and I'll follow up properly if we need to have another meeting in between. The ask seems fairly simple to me since just getting a better understanding from tonight's meeting. So I'll follow up properly. We usually ask our developers to attend our committee of a whole meeting, just in case there's like some loose ends here. But as pretty much presented tonight, it seems like it's pretty clear what the the request is here and how we can proceed with the vote in October.
Great.
Just in case we do need to, when does the committee of the whole meet?
So we're set to meet either the 23rd or the 30th. Right now it's the 23rd, and it'll be just a quick 20 minutes. It shouldn't be that long. But
Okay.
I'll follow up properly to make sure.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I didn't schedule a conflict in case we would be asked to attend.
Entirely understand.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, committee members and Commissioner. I appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Y'all have a good one. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any other questions before they depart? Who's on the call? If so, please put it in the chat and we can try to get it answered.
Perfect. Thank you so
I don't
much.
see anything.
We can proceed to the next matter. I'll go off camera since it's Commissioner Roblin's matter,
Okay.
and I'll let the proper developers go ahead and commence.
Thank you.
Hi, good evening.
Good
Hi,
evening.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity to meet with us. I'm Shima Safinia with Carvalho Architecture. I'm not the owner or the developer of the project, but I'm representing the design team for the project. And I would love to show you what we're proposing here. If I can share my presentation, is it okay if I go ahead and share my presentation?
Yes, you may.
Okay, thank you. Okay. All right. So our project is a single family structure, a two-story single family structure located at 1253 Morse Street Northeast. It's in a RF1 zone. So what we're proposing here is to convert the existing single family home into a 4-unit residential building. So we are proposing a vertical addition, like a third story addition, a 10 feet rear addition, and also a side addition on the second and third floor. And the existing structure, we're also proposing to fully renovate it. So our proposed program will have one dwelling unit on each level. So there would be one apartment on the cellar, one on the first floor, one on the second floor, and the fourth one would be on the third floor. The 2 units on the cellar and first floor, we're proposing each of those units to be a 2-bed, 2-bathroom unit. And then the 2 other units on the second and third floor, we're proposing those to be 3-bed, 3-bath units. Only because our target audience is family with children. So we're hoping that with proposing like 3 bedroom in each unit in those upper floors, we could attract families in this building. So we have submitted a special exception request to BZA under subtitle U320.2, conversion of an existing residential building that was existing prior to May 12, 1958 to an apartment building shall be permitted as a special exception in an R1 zone if approved by the Board of Zoning Adjustment under Subtitle X, Chapter 9. However, there is a lot, the lot size requirement. So we are required to provide 900 square foot of land for each dwelling unit. So we're proposing 4. The required minimum lot area should be 3,600, and the subject lot area is 3,633. So we're in compliance with that requirement. We are also requesting a side yard setback variance on the second and third floor of this addition. We are providing a 3 feet side yard in lieu of 5 feet, which is required. Here you see a location map showing the location of the property. And if you don't have any questions about this slide, I can move on to the next page.
That's fine.
Okay.
Did you
Yes.
see, we would like these presentations submitted.
Sure.
It has not, I did not see it prior to the meeting, so please make certain it gets sent at the end of the meeting.
Sure, I'll email it to you.
Thank you.
That works. Yeah, of course. Okay, here is just a location map showing a zoom in location of the property. And then this is how the existing structure currently looks like. As you can see, there is a side yard setback. The side yard setback, the existing side yard setback is approximately 7 feet 5 inches. The adjacent property also have a setback of 5 feet. So the 2 structures are currently separated by.
Can you make that image bigger so we can see it better, please?
Sure, let me zoom in. Oh, sorry. Is that better?
A little, that's better.
Okay.
Scroll up a little bit, please, so
Sure,
we can see the entire.
sure.
So there's a fence. So I'm assuming the green building, their property is that fence?
Yes, yes. The fence you see there
Okay.
is
So your
where the
property
property
essentially
line.
goes to the end of the awning?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that like a very old picture?
And this is the picture from the Google Street View.
Yeah, because I
Do you have
believe
a
the
picture
house,
of it currently?
Yes, I believe we do, but it's not in the presentation. I can find it really quick.
yeah, because I think the house next to it that had a BZA and it's not green anymore, and I think they changed the structure.
That is true. It was
Yeah.
painted. 1 second. I'll find the pictures for you really quick. I'm looking through the interior pictures. I'm looking for one that shows the outside.
Because I've gone by there and that does not that does not remind me of what I see when I go by it.
Yes, that is correct. The adjacent structure has been painted.
It's been changed a little bit
Yeah,
too, and I
so
want to see what
our yes,
Yeah,
so
it's been
our building is
been changed a lot.
still looks the same.
Hmm?
I was saying like our building still looks the same.
Okay.
Adjacent one has changed.
Okay.
Okay, I found a
Has
picture.
it gone into its yard in any way?
What was that? Sorry.
The building to the right, the green one, has
Yes.
it extended into that area where the fence is right now in its renovations?
I don't believe so, but I can confirm it and then send you a follow-up email about that.
Please do.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a picture. So this picture was just taken a few months ago. So that's how the building currently looks like.
Okay, and the building next to it?
The building, unfortunately, I cannot find a picture that shows the building on the right side
Okay,
to it.
what I would like to see are current pictures of it and its next door neighbor.
Sure. Oh, actually, I found the picture.
Oh, good.
1 second.
What I'm concerned about is the light and things like that, if you both have extended.
Okay. So no, the building next door has not extended to the side. I can show the picture to you in just a second.
I don't know about Commissioner Roblin, but that's definitely one of my concerns with this.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you're planning on adding side parts and back and things like that.
Yeah. I'm having issues with sharing this image. So from the picture that we have, which you'll see in a second, there was no side yard addition to the green building next door. I'm not sure if it doesn't let me.
Okay, it's begun to share.
Okay, perfect.
And I'm not seeing anything yet, but the message is saying it's about to share.
Okay.
Okay, but it's still the green building. It's still green. Okay.
And it changed probably like a year ago, maybe something like that. It wasn't green.
So the green's the newer color? Okay.
No, the green is the old color. Now it's completely different and it's grown in size.
That's what I thought from when going by there. What I would like to see are current pictures, as in like this week,
Sure.
of
Okay.
both buildings.
Sure.
Yeah,
So we can make a
absolutely.
proper assessment of what your changes will do compared to the building next door.
Sure, we can definitely do that. Okay, let me go back to the presentation.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so we'll make sure to send you current pictures. Pictures of current condition.
Exactly.
Yeah, they were like taken today, taken like in the next couple of days.
Sure.
Great.
Okay. So this is another picture, just zoomed into the existing condition of the front
That's
of
the back lot, I'm assuming. That's behind, that looks like it's behind the
Yes,
house.
Yes, this is the rear.
And how much of that grass is actually belongs to the house? Is it the entire thing all
All
the
of
way to
it.
the French?
Yes, all of
To the
it.
fence? Okay, so it's a
Yeah.
deep lot.
It's a
Okay,
very deep lot, which is like the main reason that we were able to comply with that special exception requirement because it requires 900 square foot per unit, and we have the lot area for that.
what's the
Um,
actual distance from the back wall of the current house to that fence?
I can measure it really quick in my file.
So I've looked through some of your documentation, but the pictures make things a little more clear in the sense
Sure.
because
So
perspective can be misleading sometimes, and I would like to
I
know
agree.
just how much territory is actually there. And is
So
the fence off to the side, is that the edge of their property or is that the house next door? So the fence to the left is what goes up between. The fence to the right is whose fence? Is that your fence or is that the next door neighbors to this? I guess it would be to
that's
the,
right on the property line.
okay, that is a substantial yard.
Yes. And then the existing rear setback is 74 feet 4 inches, and we are proposing a 10-foot rear addition. So the proposed
You
rear,
take it down to 84 feet.
we're taking it from 74 feet to 64 feet.
You're reducing it.
We're reducing the setback, yes, because we're proposing an addition, so it's going to reduce from the setback.
No. What I'm trying to picture this in my mind. Are you extending the addition or reducing the size of it?
We are extending it.
You're extending it another 10 feet.
Yes,
Okay.
that is correct. And then the side yard addition would be around here, but we have perspectives for that I'll show you shortly.
Yes, please.
So this is the front of the house. This vertical addition is what we're proposing, and also this side yard addition.
And it's
So
it's on pillars.
it's on pillars, yes. The side yard addition is on pillars.
This may sound like a weird request, but have you tested the ground?
Yes,
Okay.
and there is a structural engineer on the project. Yep, there is going to be he's going to be designing the footings for these pillars.
Okay. I'm asking because um somebody I know who lives up in Bloomingdale had something like that and the pillars failed in their house.
Oh wow, yeah, that
Because the
would be
ground was
terrible.
unstable.
Oh wow, that would be
It was a
terrible.
couple years ago.
No, I mean, DLB requires soil tests for all projects now.
Okay.
So we'll make sure that we follow with the regulations and requirements. And this addition is on, it only starts on the second floor. So the pillars would be about like 12 feet tall.
And what's the logic behind that? Is it to
Yes.
preserve light?
So on the first floor, we wanted to make sure that the separation between the two the structures would not change. But also, when we get to the plans, I'll show you what we're proposing to give us access to the unit in the cellar. We're actually proposing an areaway over here. So stairs would go down to give us access to the unit in the cellar, and then there would be stairs going up to give us access to the rear of the lot. But you'll see all that on the plan sheets.
Okay, I think I remember looking at your documentation I pulled from the DCOZ.
Okay.
So, okay, please continue.
Sure. So the two units on the this side yard addition, as I mentioned before, would reduce the setback from 5 feet, which is required, to 3 feet. So, and then this is also setback from the front of the existing building by 48 feet and 60 feet from the front property line, meaning that it would nearly have no impact on the public by building 2 feet beyond what is permissible. This is like another perspective of the
How
addition.
far back is that third floor set from the pediment of the existing building?
It's 3 feet.
It's 3 feet.
Yeah.
Will it be visible from the street below if you're walking by?
It will be visible from the street, but we are proposing this setback just to make sure that this architectural element, this historic cornice, would still stand out and be separated from
Okay.
what's new. Okay. So this is the site plan. Let me zoom in a little bit. So, I mean, currently there is no parking in the back. We are planning to add 2 parking spaces, which would be accessed from the public alley. So in the front, this is where I was talking about like proposing like a new areaway. So this stairs would go down. There would be a door that would give us access to the cellar unit, and then there would be stairs going up to give us access to the rear of the lot.
Does that go to the property line?
The stairs itself, no, but the landing, yes. Because we just wanted to make sure that there would be enough space, like comfortable size landing if like this unit needed to put furniture in the unit, or if like there were like people standing here. I mean, like more than one person standing here using this areaway.
There's a spiral stair in the back, I see.
Yes, that is to provide a second means of egress for the upper units.
Okay.
This is just a zoning chart, just showing that the building height that is proposed is by right. The total height of the building would be 35 feet, which is the maximum allowed in RF1. The lot size is not changing. The lot coverage, we're allowed to have 60%. Excuse me. We're proposing with the proposed additions, it would go up to 35%. It is currently at 27%. And the front.
1 second. If it's currently at 27%, you're going up to 35%. How can they both be 1,189 square feet?
Oh yeah, that's a typo. That's a great catch. We need to fix that.
That's pretty substantial typo.
Yes, I apologize for that. When I email this to you, I'll make sure that this is fixed. Okay, and then the side yard, I mean, on the left side, there is no side yard. On the right side, existing is 7, 5. There's another typo here. This needs to be 5. Allowed is 5 foot and proposed is 3 foot.
So you need so you're getting a variance there.
Yes, that's where we're requesting a variance.
Okay.
And then for the rear yard, existing is 74.4, allowed is 20 feet, and then we are proposing 64.4.
So you're reducing the rear yard from 74 to 64.
That is correct.
Okay.
And then there is currently no off-street parking. We are proposing 2 off-street parking in the rear over there.
And there'll be concrete slabs, I'm assuming?
Yes, that is
Okay.
correct.
How many cars will be able to fit?
Two cars.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, it potentially could fit more cars, but there would be 2 independent parking spaces, meaning they could use the space independently. So there would be no
So
back.
half of the units would have an auto space.
That is correct.
Okay.
Okay. Then here we're just showing existing plans of the existing structure. So there's currently a 2-bed, like a kitchen, a living area on the first floor, and 3 more bedrooms and a bathroom on the second floor.
This is the current house?
The current house, yes.
The first floor has 2 bedrooms and how many bathrooms?
The first floor, 1 bathroom.
And the cellar has 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom?
The cellar currently is not a finished.
Does not exist.
Oh, I thought you said there was
So
gonna
you'd
be
be
a unit in the
excavating
cellar.
downward under the current house.
So there's not gonna be 4 units, there's gonna be 3 units?
There's going to be 4 units. So right now, the cellar is not finished. It's actually a crawl space that we're proposing to underpin. So in the proposed plans, there will be a unit in the cellar, but currently there is no livable space in the cellar.
Your underpinning,
Yes.
how deep will you be excavating? And how do you propose to do the underpinning to ensure that the current house doesn't slide, collapse, or otherwise become an endangered structure?
Yes. So the structural engineer on the project will be designing all that. There is going to be shoring methods to make sure it would be done according to codes and regulations. There will be inspections prior to underpinning, during each phase of underpinning, and after
I'm
it's
asking
done.
because of what happened up on V Street last year around Christmas, where a
Okay.
building similar to this was being renovated. They incorrectly shored, even though it apparently passed inspections, the building partially collapsed, killing someone.
Oh my God.
So that is why I am asking.
Yeah. No, that's a legitimate concern.
So when you get the cellar unit, how many beds and baths will it have?
It will have 2 bed, 2 bath.
Okay,
So
Yes.
and,
the basement and the first floor will have 2 bed, 2 bath. The second and third will have 3 bed, 3 bath.
well, no, the first floor has 2 bed, 1 bath, right?
So this is the existing condition. What the plans I'm showing you are the existing plans, but on the proposed plans, we're showing the proposed layout.
Oh, I meant
So,
what will you end up with is what I was asking, really.
what
So,
we,
yeah, in the cellar will end, you'll create 2 beds and 2 baths. And the first floor, you'll create 2 beds and 2 baths. And the second, on the second floor, you'll create 3 beds and how many baths?
3 bath.
Okay. And the same thing on the third floor, 3 beds and 3 baths.
This is the proposed basement unit right now, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you say 3 beds and 3 baths for the third floor?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Yep, sure. So the second floor and the third floor will have almost exact same layout.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the areaway. This is like the layout of the cellar unit. I believe I have the square footage here. So this unit will be a 957 square foot unit. You'd enter the unit from the landing over there from the areaway. There is an open plan for the kitchen, dining, and living. And then there will be 2 bed, 2 bath, in-unit washer and dryer, walk-in closet, and all that. We're trying to make sure all the bedrooms are generous sizes.
The end of that kitchen, living room, dining area where it
Yes.
says window well, is that a window or a door? It almost looks like it could be a door.
This is a window.
That is a window. Okay, thank you.
Sure. Okay, so that's our plan for the cellar. And then this is what we're proposing on the first floor. Let me zoom in just a little bit. This is better. Okay. So on the first floor, we're just utilizing the existing entry door because we don't really want to make any major changes to how the front facade currently looks like. So there is going to be a common hallway. So you'd enter the unit on the first floor from over here. There will be kitchen, living, dining in the front, and then a hallway that would lead you to 2 bed, 2 bathroom. And then we're showing a second means of egress in the back here, off the bedroom in the back. Any questions on this layout?
One quick question on the back. Is that just a landing or is it intended as like a small balcony?
This is just a landing.
It's just a landing. Okay.
Because we're showing a spiral staircase coming from the upper floor, so that would interfere with the landing.
Okay.
with balcony, if we were to show a balcony.
Okay.
Um,
I take it you don't have to, you're not obliged to have any IZ unit.
we are actually the cellar unit, it will be an IZ unit. So I believe I have a note here for unit 1 to be IZ.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, and this is filed in our burden of proof on our BZA case.
Because you have to have one unit be an
Yeah.
IZ unit? Okay.
Yes, but yes, I believe when you, yes, since we're proposing a total of 4 units, one of them needs to be IZ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure. So as you can see, this is where the rear addition is. So up to here, it's all existing. And then we're showing a 10-foot rear addition, which is what is allowed per zoning code to go 10 feet beyond the your adjacent structure.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to, and then unit 2 on the first floor is to be 855 square foot.
Is that
Um,
bigger or smaller than the basement?
and the cellar unit is bigger.
Cellar unit is bigger. That's what I
Just
thought.
because
Okay.
just because we had to have this common area on the first floor,
Yeah.
like this new staircase that would give us access to the upper floors. That's why.
Okay.
Okay, so here is our third unit on the second floor. So this is where the entrance to the unit is. Again, we have this open living dining area and a kitchen. And then there would be a hallway with 3 bed, 3 bath, and then a second means of egress in the back. So, and then the main reason we are requesting the side yard relief to be like, to have a side yard setback of 3 feet in lieu of 5 feet is to have just standard sized bedrooms in the back. So right now, these 2 bedrooms are about 9 feet wide each. We really don't want to make them any smaller.
Just to comment on where your kitchen area is shown.
Sure.
And this is just my own experience. You may want to think of, like you have on your basement, you may want to think of having that maybe spread against the wall there, but closer to that wall where the stairway is with an island, because then it would cause a separation between the kitchen and the more general living space. Right now, it's all one area, and I I can tell you this, the unit I bought, if mine had been laid out like that, I would never have bought my unit.
I see. Okay. Yeah, no, that's great feedback. We'll make sure to share that with our client. See, like
Because the island causes a separation,
that's true.
and like in my own place where I'm sitting is my dining room table, just to the side of the kitchen, but the island separates my kitchen from my living space. I'm in a condo, and I'm just noting that a lot of the ones I've seen, I've heard the similar comments from other people. They don't like that type of arrangement because there's no separation.
Oh yeah. No, I agree. I totally agree with that. I believe like an island is like the great like architectural feature you could use to separate the kitchen from the living space. The reasoning behind this layout that we came up with, if I wanted to explain, was that this is a
Because the
very
door,
is that, yes, exactly. This is a very efficient unit. So if we were to move the kitchen to over here, we would have to create more circulation space, which would take away from the living area.
I
So
understand that. I'm just mentioning that because I've heard other people, there's some units in my immediate neighborhood that have been laid out like this. They are having trouble selling them.
yeah, yeah. No, that's a legit concern. So what we're gonna do, I think we're gonna share that with the owner, with our client, see if they would be open with like to moving this around. Maybe what
Or
we
you
would
could put
do
the
is,
island parallel to where the window breaks out, somewhere there.
you mean over here?
Yeah, right where your mouse is. A
Yeah,
similar idea there would then separate the longer area.
yes.
So
So,
it's
mhm,
just I'm just mentioning that because
yeah,
that's the feedback I've been getting around here, but people complain about that.
we appreciate
And
that. We'll
then,
definitely take it into consideration. We might show a furniture layout on the plan to see how it would all work together when we're presenting
Mhm.
your opinion with to our client.
are these all gonna be condos
They're going to be apartments,
or regular rentals, not condos?
not condos.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah. So our client like currently owns the building and she's planning to just keep owning it and then renting out this unit. So she's both the owner and the developer and she's planning on holding onto the building.
That's fine.
Okay,
I'm just thinking that, I mean, it's just something I've heard people complain about, and it might, I mean, something she might want to think about because it might cause her to make it easier for her to rent her places.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, see
So,
that. No,
I
I
don't know,
appreciate that feedback. Yeah.
I don't know if this is a question you feel comfortable answering, but and feel comfortable to say you don't, you don't feel comfortable answering, but I was just wondering about what you're thinking of asking as for the price ranges.
Um, so I really don't know. If I knew, I would be comfortable answering that, but I
Yeah.
honestly don't know. But I can definitely ask the client and have an answer for you in the email that I am about to send you probably tomorrow, if that will
Oh,
work.
great.
9
Yes,
to
thank you so
10,
much.
I think they would be open to sharing that
invite,
information.
Oh, that's great.
invite.
Really appreciate that.
Of course. So you'd like to know what would be the rent for each unit. Okay. Um, all right. Yeah, I'll make sure to ask them about that.
Thank you
Um,
so much.
And then we
yeah,
have one more floor.
yes. So this floor has the exact same layout, but it's set back by 3 feet on the front because we
And
want.
there you have the kitchen arrangement I was mentioning.
Yes. So here is the reason we're not having the same arrangement here. So these windows are all, these window openings are all historic openings, historic structural openings that we don't
Mhm.
want to touch. So we try to stay away from them. Like we don't want a cabinet to run into them or anything
No.
like
I
that.
wasn't saying putting the kitchen there. I'm
Yeah.
just saying an island
An island
running
over
from,
here.
right, it's like you have on the fourth floor.
Oh yeah, I see. I see. Yep. Sure. Okay, but yeah, everything else on this floor looks exactly the same as the second floor. Um, and
Because that
then,
little nook in the window would be a perfect place to put a dining room table
yeah,
if you have the kitchen arranged properly.
I agree. Okay, and then this is our existing elevation and then the proposed elevation. Um, and then this is the existing rear elevation and the proposed elevation. And I also wanted to mention that the owner of the building already reached out to neighbors um, at 12:45, 12:47, 12:49, 12:51, 12:55, 12:57, 12:66, 12:72, and 12:76, and they had no objections. Yep. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Another question I have, I doubt it will imply, but you have mentioned nothing about shadow studies or anything. Will the additional third floor in any way cast shadows on any of the neighbors?
No,
Any
I would
major shadows?
not really, as you can see, so the vertical addition over here, I mean, there is no structure over here, so the shadow would not really make a difference. If they were to build a third floor addition, it would just be on the property line here. So at the same
Okay,
time, so it would not affect that. And then
and
with
this building, and the street side is on the north side of the building, correct?
so this, yes, the north is
Yes,
upward, yeah.
yes, yes.
Mhm.
It runs more or less northeast, southwest. Okay.
And then with the structure on the right side, 1251, there is currently so there is currently an 8 feet separation. Even with the side yard addition, there is currently an 8 feet separation between the two structures.
My concern there is if the other building decides to expand into its yard.
Yes.
Because-
We would need to check what was approved because I know like they recently had a BZA case. I'm sure they got an approval for a vertical addition, but I'm not too sure if they also plan to build a side yard addition. So I would check with that.
I mean, I don't know, but I would imagine they built the maximum that they could build already. I wouldn't imagine they're gonna build more later. I mean, yeah, they had a BZA and it was a, major big deal. The community was very against it. And I think that I imagine they already built as far as they're gonna build, but I don't know.
Okay. Okay. So their building is currently it currently has a 5 foot side yard setback. So if they wanted to build extended on the side, they would need a variance. So I can check their case online, see if it was on their case,
Okay,
and I'll
thank
give
you.
you the information when I send you at the follow-up email.
That would be really great. Really appreciate that.
Of course.
So this is
You said
basically a shadow study. Sorry.
you said you have letters of agreement from the surrounding neighbors.
We don't have letters of them, so the owner just talked to them. We have their names and their addresses, but if needed, we can also put together a letter, have
I would
them ask them
recommend
to
that you
sign
get
it.
them in writing.
Sure.
Yeah,
Would you not agree with that, Commissioner?
yeah, that's what I was saying. Exactly. Yeah, because that's a lot more meaningful. It's more of a legal document and it's much more impressive to the commissioners who are going to be voting on it if you have letters, signed letters. They have to
Okay.
be signed. Yeah.
Are you at the end
We'll
of your
work on it
presentation?
next week.
Are you at the end of your presentation here?
Yes.
Okay, to recap, we want to see the images of the two buildings as they look now. Correct, Commissioner?
Correct.
Okay. We would like to see proof of your underpinning plans. We do not want a building collapsing.
So the underpinning plans are not like completed just yet.
That's
Um,
fine. But all I'm getting at is we're putting in a request to ensure we get them
Sure.
as best you can. We understand that things can change and be modified, but that is something we had a building collapse in June in not 2 blocks from my home.
Yeah, we definitely would not want that to happen to any building,
And the one up
especially
on B
this
Street,
one.
which was, I believe it's 1B, that when that came down, it killed someone. So the fact that you're excavating downward underneath the extent building, we want to see plans and everything worked out to ensure that does not happen.
Yeah.
Sure.
Also, I'm trying to think, there were a couple other little things. We wanted to ensure that the exact measurements of the yard behind to make certain that also you need to fix some of the calculations,
Yes.
35, 27, that type of stuff. And sending this presentation and those photos. Have
And
I
we
missed anything, Commissioner?
And then the letters
Oh,
from
yes, the
the board.
letters.
yeah. And
Have
we
I missed
definitely,
anything?
I can't think of anything, Skip, but I do want to add that we definitely need those before the cow presentation on the 23rd. So before September 23rd, or
Okay.
at least ready in the cow. If not, I guess we want it before the cow, right? We want it mailed to us before the cow. But yeah, I don't think you need the signed letters in the cow by the time you get to the cow, although I guess it would be good, but you need everything else, I think, by the cow meeting.
I would suggest you have at least some of those letters, if not all of them by the cow. And
It's
all of
only,
them
there's only so
necessary.
many days until the COW, so I think realistically, we're asking way too much to get that. So I think for the letters of support, make sure that's filed in October and have it clearly confirm that by our public meeting.
Okay, for our meeting on October 14th, right?
Correct. When is your hearing date?
It's October 29th.
Okay, yeah, so that's your one window opportunity there. So make sure you have that by October 14th. Everything that they're asking for should definitely be at least affirmed by the 14th. It wouldn't make sense to have it after.
Okay, sure. So I can definitely provide all this information as soon as like early next week. The only thing that we might not have enough time to provide would be the underpinning plans. I was wondering if you would accept a letter from the professional engineer, the PE, that would be designing the underpinning, certifying that it would be in compliance with all codes. And would that be acceptable?
Would you be able to have that by our Tuesday meeting?
We can try to. I mean, he is like from a different company, so he's not like an employee of our company. But I can try reaching out to him.
Okay. Commissioner Rose, did you have a question?
Yes, the professional engineer, is he licensed in DC or does that make a difference?
He is licensed in DC, and we do a lot of projects with him in DC before, and a lot of them were underpinning projects.
Okay, can we have his information as well, please?
His what? Sorry.
Is it possible that we can get the professional engineer's information?
Of course, yeah.
Thank you.
I can send it to you in the email.
Yes, thanks.
Sure.
And just so I'm not trying to be unkind or anything, it's just we want to ensure that there are no
I understand
failures.
that. Yeah, I understand that. And we definitely want to make sure that it's done all safely and according to code. And like we're also concerned about that. So I appreciate you being concerned about that as well.
Commissioner Cecilia Guzman, do you have anything else,
No, I think that was all.
Mr. Chairman?
Commissioner Roblin, was there anything else?
I can't think of anything. Then again, I am not the most knowledgeable person about BZAs. I'm very unknowledgeable, but personally, I can't think of anything.
Commissioner McCray?
No, I don't have anything right now. Looking forward to kind of those follow-up items that everyone mentioned. And I'll kind of reserve judgment until then.
Anyone from the public? I don't think anyone's on here really that I can see.
No, I think it's just us, but I think, was there
Okay.
any questions for us or you can ask these questions also.
Yes,
when we
you're
come in
happy
and
to
get
ask us questions.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no, I don't think I have any questions for now. I really appreciate your time, giving us the opportunity to present a project. We'll make sure to provide all these items that we went through with you as soon as possible. And we look forward to meeting you on October 14th.
Yeah.
The
I would
cows
just,
first.
Oh, are we gonna
yeah.
be in that meeting too?
Yes, you're going to September 23rd. You're going to be meeting at 7 p.m. Well, I don't know. I think
7:30, and it'll just be a brief follow-up with these action items that we discussed tonight. Just
Okay, sure.
Actually,
Mhm.
actually, would 8 o'clock be okay instead, Commissioner Salvador?
Is there a reason why
Because
you want to do it?
yeah, remember, I'm not able to make it
Oh,
to the
yes, since you want to make yourself
Yeah,
present. Yeah, it would
yeah,
just be for 20 minutes, and it's just an update on these action items. And then obviously the more concise presentation is for the 14th.
Okay.
yeah. And
It's
so eight
just to ensure
o'clock.
that we're staying on track with some of these items, that's all.
Yeah, so it's 8 o'clock on September 23rd, Tuesday.
Also
Um,
virtual.
yeah, and are you planning to be there in person or Zoom in? We can do either, right, Commissioner?
Yeah, we'll make it virtual for them.
Okay.
Perfect.
And so, oh, go ahead.
No, that was it.
I just want to add that if the community supports it, I'm going to support it, unless there's some outrageous reason that I wouldn't, but I don't see that happening at all. So, if the community supports it, it's my job to support the community.
Okay, well, thank
Yeah.
you so much for joining us tonight, and we look forward to seeing how this moves forward.
Thank you so much. Have a good night. Bye.
You too,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
For the last 5 minutes, Skip, did you want to just touch base on remaining projects for this calendar year?
Yes, Commissioner Rhodes messaged me earlier today. I believe she might want to chat about a couple things.
Yes.
I do. I need the vote, the cases, the BZA case, is going up for, the men's shelter. And then the other case is going up for culture. And I need to submit the Form 129. And also,
Well,
go ahead.
no, I'm gonna say we can file that. We can file that. We just need to make sure we do it. Do you know when their hearings are?
The men's shelter is on the 29th and culture is on the 24th.
Okay.
So Andy has the information necessary, doesn't he?
They do.
They do. Okay, I'm sorry.
They do. It should be on. If you want, Skip, call me tomorrow at 12:30, and we can just briefly get that filed. Or anytime after 3 o'clock. I have a flex schedule tomorrow at work, but we can
Okay,
get those items filed.
Commissioner Rhodes,
Mm-hmm.
do both of them require that Form 129?
Well, definitely the
Culture does,
culture
right?
Culture one.
does.
Does the other one require that too?
The men's shelter, Tyler asked.
For a letter of support.
Well, we said that we would support them, but then he asked for a resolution, and I don't remember committing to a resolution. So we can do the letter of support, like I told him. He didn't get back with me, but I don't remember. I don't remember committing to a resolution.
You said 12:30 tomorrow, right?
Yeah, and I can call Tyler when we convene tomorrow to see what he was asking for.
We have a convening tomorrow.
No, me and Skip.
Oh.
Me and Skip.
Okay.
Commissioner McCray, did you have something to add to that?
Yeah, just one other item to add to that list, its zoning case that for the opposition against the zoning case 2411, that's in conjunction with ANC 5C.
Oh, yeah.
That one as well. I have drafty-ish paperwork. It's not finalized but drafty-ish. I'll send it to you all to take a look because I have never filled out this paperwork before, but very draftish. We have the resolution, but this is to get Commissioner Rhodes' party status for this to represent
Oh,
Ivy City
okay.
for this
I
case.
understand.
Oh, this
Okay,
is
so
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
thing that was the IZ, whatever it's called, I can't get access
the
to.
PUD, the PUD.
Yeah.
So we
And
just
so what I can do is I could loop everyone into that thread with some of the edits and thoughts that ANC 5C has suggested. Just so that y'all have it at your fingertips.
right. So
And
That
you already
sounds
have
good.
we already have the resolution. I just need to sign it, and then it needs that additional or is it needs a cover
Resolution,
letter? It needs a
the
cover letter.
resolution is signed.
Okay, so then what do we need? Is it a cover
So
letter or just a separate letter confirming that Commissioner Rose is party?
separate letter confirming that Commissioner Rhodes has party status, and I
Okay, I
have
didn't
a
know if that was included in the resolution.
draft-ish of that going. So I could circle up with those two documents. Feel free to edit it. Don't know if I did it right or not, but
There, yeah,
feel free to
if
edit or do whatever.
we have like copies of those in the drive if anyone ever needs to pull one of those up again, but it's a fairly simple just letter. But yeah, we'll get that signed tomorrow as well.
And then
No, that's cool.
that requires the Form 129, right?
For a party status confirmation, I don't believe so.
Okay.
Form 140, and
Oh,
then I was
140.
gonna
Okay.
also do a Form 129 to submit the resolution.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's that 140 that I can't do online because it requires access to, I've forgotten the name, it starts with IZ something that's in the DCOZ website. You have to have a company and everything, and I don't have that.
I remember you were saying that a couple months ago, Skip.
We need
Hmm?
Skip, I think we should email, CC me on it, CC us on it, email that agency / department to see what's the proper procedure there if you can't access.
Yeah, let me pull it up 1 second. So you guys can see the issue.
We believe you.
Was there anything else? So we have 3 items, 2 items in Ivy City, 1 item to add Commissioner Rhodes as a party, give party status representing the ANC on a PUD. And is that it?
Can you
One
guys see
more,
it? And then
Yes.
to create an account, I have to click this. Come on, cooperate.
one more
And this is
thing.
the thing that wants all the business information, that it's all required. See, down here. Hello?
Can you actually, Skip, can I ask a favor and you follow up with Kevin to see how he accessed this?
Sure.
Just send him an email and CC me on it.
Okay, I'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah, because if he had access, I don't know if he had one set up already with the zoning Gmail, or if it was his personal account.
Okay. By the way, because this is the first time I've really sort of tried to run the meeting, did I do okay today? I wasn't overly harsh, I hope, but I want to make certain things.
No. I think you were fine. The only thing I would comment or give feedback on is maybe being just a smidge more patient on how there's different actors in the meeting. So just, let folks speak, or, if you have something to say, find the right moment to say it. But that eventually developed with more managing of meetings in general. Like when I was managing my first meetings, I was nervous and I had to have everything written down in terms of what I was going to say word for word. So I think you did fine.
Okay,
Commissioner Rhodes, Commissioner Rowell, and Commissioner McCray can give more feedback.
Yeah, I think you were great.
thank you. I'm just very concerned about stuff collapsing.
Well, I'm gonna give you a little bit of feedback, Skip.
Yep,
You need you need to give people chance to talk before you cut them off, and because all of us are trying to understand just like you are. So
okay.
allow them to speak, and before you was doing cutting a lot of people off, and then you made a comment saying that we weren't trying to be unkind after I asked the reason why I'm just gonna let y'all know. The reason why I asked about the professional engineer, because we were told that there are no professional engineers in DC. So when they said that they had a professional engineer that was licensed in DC, then that threw my antennas up. So no, I wasn't trying to be unkind. I just
Oh,
I just wanted to know, because we need to make sure if there is a professional engineer that they are licensed in DC and that they're being honest and transparent with the folks that they're hiring.
I thought you might be going that way, and I have also heard that thing. The same thing came up when I attended the 1B zoning committee.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody from DOB said that there were no professional engineers certified in DC.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
So,
when you
Oh,
asked that
yeah.
question, I was curious to know her answer too.
mhm.
So I was talking more about myself because I think I may have been a little harsh, particularly when it came to underpinning buildings and things.
Mhm.
So it's just, I'm very concerned that that type of stuff doesn't, what's been happening doesn't happen.
Thank you
So,
so much for catching that, Commissioner Rhodes. Really
oh,
appreciate
yeah.
that.
So when you get your information, make sure that that information is attached to it. And then if we need to do a background check, or just, try to Google this person or try to see if we can find them and make sure that they're
Well,
licensed in DC.
I think we should
That sounds
definitely
good.
Mhm,
call them and
mhm.
email them.
Well, we need to do the research first. Then if it don't
If
fly,
it, yep, and if there's questions or some things do not add up,
mhm,
that's probably when we start asking serious questions.
yeah.
Oh, okay,
Mhm,
I
sure.
agree with Commissioner Rhodes on that.
Okay.
yeah, thanks.
Commissioner McCray?
I'm all good on my end. No, I appreciate you running these meetings. I feel like I learn something new every time. So, I know it's a tough battle to be in sometimes when you're hearing from so many different voices, but I would just agree, like, just give folks the time to speak. And I don't think you were unkind at all. I think if we're all on the same page, like, it's you hear one thing from one actor, then you hear another thing from another actor, and the math doesn't math. So then it leads you to, like, sit there and question, like, what is the truth here? So no, I appreciate that inconsistency being pointed out because it's important to know.
Okay, yeah, I will work on being less abrupt. I I was a little nervous
Oh,
and
no, you're
I'm,
fine.
huh?
I said you're fine. Just I guess one thing you can take away is just be more conscious of just the whole meeting just by listening more, just like because it's a lot of heads, right? So it's easy for us to talk over each other when we're virtual. I don't know how people used to do it on conference calls, like when you didn't see people moving their mouths and stuff. And I don't know how they used to do it back then, but just have your ear a little more open to it, and I think you'll get used to it.
Okay. Well, I think at this point we have, does anybody else have any business we need to discuss?
Does anyone else have any other BZA matters coming up? We checked and we didn't see anything unless you all have been directly reached out to?
I
No.
have something that might come down the pipeline, but I'm not quite sure. Some residents asked me about kind of a deck, like a top roof deck, which I believe they would need to seek some type of relief for, but I'm waiting on them to kind of follow up to let me know. But I've given them kind of the lay of the land of how we operate here. So I'm hoping they like reach out and let me know in enough advance. So I've been circling back to them. No updates yet though, but more to come.
Quick question on that. Where are they? It's in your district, I'm assuming, correct?
Yes.
If they have a two-story building, and they just want to put a deck on top of that. If it's RF1, which I think some of you, I think you have some RF1. I also think you have, what's the other one? Is it RF4? One of them only requires a variance if you go above the third floor. If you put a deck on a two-story building, the only thing you probably need, and I would have to check the zoning rules, but if it's a two-story building, I think it allows that type of thing, provided you get the proper permits for the construction. Does that make
Got
sense?
it. Yeah, yeah.
But if
So
they're
what
trying to essentially do a penthouse arrangement onto above the third floor, that's where I think they need to get a variance. That's definitely true in RF1. I think it may be true in several of the others in this immediate area, but I'd have to check.
so once they respond, what I'll do, I'll loop you into that thread just so that you so eloquently put that. I cannot repeat that. Um, I'll let you ask those hard, tough RF1, RF2 zoning, RF4 zoning questions, and I'll just learn.
Yeah, I mean, there's old, commissioners, Salvador probably knows this more, but there's at least 6 to 8 different zoning things throughout 5D. It talks on density and a whole bunch of things. There's more variance toward Benning Road than there is further back, further to the north, because you move into more residential areas. But you have, I've forgotten what it is, but it's for multi-use, like all the little apartment buildings that have 4 units, they're in a different zone than the single families, which are RF1s. Or the buildings that are, like 2 units essentially. Those are RF1s. But like the little buildings are, I think they may be RF4. I'm not positive. I have to look it up. And then there's like an MF1, I think it's MF1 that's up on M Street. And that allows for much higher buildings, but not as high as you can put on Benning or 17th Street, or technically along parts of Florida Avenue. So it literally varies by block, which can
Got
be
it.
really confusing.
I'm sure it's because of all the hills.
Yes, the hills definitely play into it to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And
for example,
Mr. Montague was explaining to me from his research that a lot of those areas out 5D06, 5D07, all that was cemetery. All those were plots. So it's interesting how it's just changed over the course of the last couple hundred years. But the zoning, I mean, Commissioner Rhodes knows a lot about all the zoning stuff as well, but it could be a lot to manage. It could be a lot to manage.
Well,
right,
But
I mean,
neither here nor
that's
there.
what I wanted to
Heckinger
talk to.
Mall,
I wanted to
um,
talk to everybody about because it's getting late.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
yep,
really important. There are a lot of zoning changes that's about to take place. There's a big hearing coming up in October where they're going to be changing. We already fought against the upflumming of New York Avenue right here at Ivy City and at Ivy City where they're trying to go up 10 stories on New York Avenue and Oakey Street. But what they're getting ready to do is because of they approved the RFK, So there's going to be a whole lot of zoning changes that's going to take place, and we need to be ready for it, and we need to know what's going on. So Skip, if
Yeah,
you can make some of those meetings, take notes, find out what's going on, because especially with the RFK on Bennett Road and New York Avenue, that's going to affect our SMD, our commission.
it
So
definitely will.
we need
I
to
will try to research that.
learn fast. We
If
need to be
you have if you have contacts, Commissioner Rhodes, please send them to me, because I'm sort of new at this in the sense of trying to be co-chair. So I would appreciate any guidance you might have and people I need to talk to. That would be greatly appreciated.
No problem. I just was given some information today. I'll send you what I have.
Okay. What I was going to say is Heckinger Mall, I've forgotten the exact code, but there, the very center of that plot, they can go up to 10 stories. And then it drops as you lead out toward the edges. But it drops towards 17th Street. It doesn't drop on the Bladensburg Avenue side. So they could literally be as tall as the towers that are there now, all the way over to that. But it would drop as it approaches our side for 17th. And it theoretically drops, it drops on the north side, it drops to the height of Union Heights, which is, I think, 6 stories. But the very center could be 10 if they do multi-use towers when it gets to it. But with the approval of the stadium, my betting is things are going to begin to move on Heckinger Mall. I don't know how the rest of you think about that, but I strongly suspect that's going to start changing at Heckinger Mall very soon.
Well, Sadell said that it was going to change. Like a lot of the parking lot was going to be um developed.
My understanding, at least the old plans, were all the parking would go underground.
Mm.
And they'll build on top of it 8 towers or something. That's what they're floating. But a lot was
Who are
contingent
they
upon
floating
what
it
would happen
to?
with the stadium. Hmm?
Who are they floating that to? Because I don't remember hearing nothing about that.
There
Did
was
they?
a blurb in Urban Turf where the current owners were trying to encourage other developers to join them on building out, and they were AI generated images. They weren't anything
Yeah,
fixed.
yeah. So the urban turf is always putting something out before it's been authorized.
Yeah, I know.
So whoever the owners are, I think Commissioner McCray, didn't you the guy that was talking about the owner of the CVS lot, or was
Amir.
it? Yeah, don't
He
they know the owners of the Heckinger Mall area?
do y'all want me to try to get that conversation going? Because there are two
Yep,
different groups
yep,
that own the different areas.
yes,
Although
yeah.
they're technically part of the same plot. This old CVS is technically part of the Heckinger Mall entity. And I think
Well,
technically speaking, so is the ground that Aldi sits on.
the
Mm,
the Ashkenazi group, I think that's the name of one of them, right? That they
that's
Heckinger
have
Jamal
major,
one.
mhm.
don't they? They have major development plans for it, but I don't think they've said specifically what those plans will entail.
They haven't yet, but my gut says that with the plans approved for RFK, that suddenly becomes a very choice piece of property.
Mhm,
It's what, 10 blocks, 12 blocks on the outside from the RFK area.
mhm,
Outside of RFK, it's the single largest pending piece of land for redevelopment.
hmm,
Wow.
hmm,
The Union Market is heavily redeveloped at this point, and what hasn't been developed yet is in the pipeline.
we need to get ahead of all that.
Yes,
They're gonna come to us real fast for some decisions.
I think I think it's going to be a hurricane.
Mhm,
So it's one of the reasons why I'm so keen on trying to get agenda, etc., set up for this committee. Why I want to get more and Commissioner Commissioner Salvador's agree is the same. We want to get more people involved in this committee, etc. We wanted a fully functional committee with as many viewpoints as possible, because I think within the next couple of years, we're going to see massive change around here. And the only way we will have any true input is if we're unified in our response. And I don't just mean 5D, I mean the related ANCs in Ward 6 and like, for example, Kingman Park in Ward 7, we're all going to be impacted. I don't know how you all feel, but that's how I look at it. Do you agree?
No, it
Yeah, I
makes
agree.
sense.
Yeah.
We agree. But y'all, it's 9:19 p.m.
Yep, it's time to go.
Thank y'all for joining tonight's meeting.
Night,
We'll follow
night.
up accordingly tomorrow with some of these action items that we have to tie up. But anything else, feel free to always email the zoning Gmail and CC me on it so we can stay on top of these things.
All right.
And with that, I move to adjourn.
A second. Motion passes with the understood ayes. Got it. Okay.
9:20:18 is the end. Stopping with the
Perfect.
recording.
Y'all have a good rest of your night.